VIM, fresh implementation, support project, enhancement projects, all those have done. Upgrade projects for VIM. I have worked on VIM right from 5.1 till latest 21.3. All these versions I have worked on with multiple organizations and clients. And I am the facilitator who will be conducting these sessions for the VIM invoice management, vendor invoice management, VIM tool overall. Okay, that's the short introduction about me. Can we have one round of introduction, a quick introduction with each of you? Maybe just your name, from where do you belong, and what is your experience overall. That helps me in planning these sessions accordingly.
Yeah, sure. This is Sirisha speaking. So I'm from Bangalore. I have 4 years of experience working as functional consultant on VIM. So I have worked on support and enhancements project and rollout project so far. So looking
Okay.
forward to work on SAP HANA VIM. So yeah,
Thanks, Sirisha. So you're working as a FICO consultant or purely only VIM?
purely VIM.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Who goes next?
Hi, this is Vamsi. Uh, I just graduated from a master's degree, so I'm new to this WIM. I don't have any knowledge or any experience in
Okay. And
this.
what's your
So,
graduation?
master's in computer science.
Okay. Okay. No worries. Who goes next?
Hi
Hello,
Sachin, my name
Sachin.
is Mohan. So I have total 18 years of experience for procure to pay. So I don't have experience in VIM and FIC, but I'm using end user knowledge for SAP.
You are working 18 years as an end user.
Yeah,
Is my understanding correct?
correct. End user.
Okay. Which module?
P2P, procure to pay.
P2P.
Hmm.
Okay.
P2P domain, that's accounts payable.
So is it specific to AP, or do you look into POs, GRs, etc. as well?
AP only.
AP. Okay.
Any AP, yeah. MDM, payments, invoice processing, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Mohan.
Thanks, Sachin.
Hi, Sachin. Dinesh here.
Yeah, hi Dinesh.
Yeah, myself Dinesh. I belongs to Pune, Maharashtra. I have total 12 plus year experience. So apart from that, last 8 years I'm working as a CP FICO consultant with OpenText Vim and SAP Concur. So currently I am support from the OpenText Vim, but not an end-to-end implementation. So currently, so I am looking forward for for HANA activities and other things. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, thank you, Dinesh. So you're already working in support project, but you're looking from an implementation point of view.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Vamsi, Giri, Venkatesh, anyone?
I'm done, Sachin.
Yes, Vamsi, go ahead, please.
I'm done. I'm done already.
Sorry.
I'm done. Like just before I told you, I don't have any knowledge or any experience.
Okay, so you're just
I
passed out,
just,
fresh.
yeah, I just graduated. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Similar to Gajanan.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Okay, Giri. Am I audible to you, Giri? Okay. Subhasri?
Yes.
Yep. Subhasri, like we were going through a quick introduction. Your name, from where do you belong? What is the overall experience?
Oh, yeah. So hi everyone. I belong to location Kolkata. I have an SAP experience of 7 years, along with the VIM experience as well. So mostly I have worked in with the support and enhancement and HANA upgrade projects and
Mm-hmm.
partly migration project. Recently, I did one migration project, but yeah, in middle of that, I entered. So that's the
Okay.
entire background. Yeah.
So you're here to learn more about how to go with implementation.
Yes. How to go with the implementation, the end-to-end configurations, like how it takes place and what all things happen like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Thank you. Venkatesh? Venkatesh, am I audible to you? Okay. Giri, am I audible to you?
You're not sharing your screen, right?
No, not yet.
Just
Not yet. Okay. Okay, Giri, if you can hear me, if you can give you a quick introduction. I can't hear you. Maybe if you can type, since you're typing, you can give your quick intro in type chat as well. Okay. Apart from Giri and Venkatesh, anyone left out with a quick introduction? And, Vijay Kumar. I see someone has joined as a Vijay Kumar. Giri, I can't hear you. May I request you to type your intro in the chat itself?
I believe even they can't hear what you're saying, Sachin. Yeah, it's okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think we can.
Yeah, Giri is able to hear me. He confirmed. Okay, Giri, you're from Vizag, and how about your experience? FI end user for 6 years. Thanks, Giri. Okay, Venkatesh, yes, thanks, Venkatesh, for currently working as a part of VIM. Okay, overall experience, new to VIM. Okay, and prior to VIM, you're working for SAP, FICO, or MM, or you're fresher. How is it? Okay, So if I see, we have a mix of a batch, couple of end users. There are few people who are already working on Vim, and a couple of freshers we know just graduated. Okay, and all of you are here to looking forward to learn Vim implementation end to end. Okay, so when you have come, I hope you guys are aware what is Vim. Are you guys aware what is Vim?
Vendor invoice management.
So vendor invoice management.
Yes, thanks. Yes, vendor invoice management. Okay, let me share my screen and let me know if you're able to see my screen. Okay, so I have a slide deck which I'm sharing with you guys. Okay, so there are only few slides. We'll just go through it quickly, and then maybe we can have a Q&A session. Whatever doubts, questions, queries you have, we can discuss those. Okay, so just to give
So
an overview. Yes, please.
yeah, one more question. So we will be getting this presentation PPT anyhow after the session,
I'll
or
I'll come to that. I'll come to that questions. What you will be getting as a part of this course, what you will not, all that I will share. Okay. So as I said, like SAP Vendor Invoice Management, okay, which is short form is abbreviated as VIM, VIM, VIM. Our question might be what is VIM and why it is required, or uh, what is so special about this? Why market is having so much demand on SAP VIM or OpenText VIM? OpenText is an organization who has developed this tool. Okay, so this is Swiss-based organization who has developed this tool. They had earlier also. It's a product-based company who had developed other tools like ECM, etc. Okay, and later they have found a gap, and then they developed a tool called as VIM, Vendor Invoice Management. Okay, the specialty here is that it is very specific to SAP. Okay, so question might be that when we have SAP, why do we need a separate tool for it? So as an SAP, as an organization, when SAP had developed the ERP product, they have covered all different domains. So they have covered from finance, from sales, from material management, right? Everything. With those part, right? They have covered the processes, but when the industry started using the product, they found there are certain gaps. Okay, so that is where OpenText tapped in. Okay, so OpenText realized that industry they are facing some challenges. There are some gaps. People are developing some custom solutions, or they are facing challenges. So to overcome all these, they took this opportunity and they developed a tool called as vendor invoice management. Okay, recently, a few years back, OpenText and SAP has partnered together. So earlier, like they are two different organizations, but now they have partnered together. So the tool itself, which was termed as OpenText Vendor Invoice Management, nowadays is called as SAP Vendor Invoice Management, because OpenText and SAP are partners. Okay, so this gives an advantage that with the SAP new versions coming up, OpenText is also bringing up new versions. They are doing code development wherever required. They are doing a good integration for all the new solutions which they are building up. Okay, as I said, it's a separate organization, a separate tool, so it needs a separate license. So even if someone has procured the license for SAP, they have to procure a separate license for vendor invoice management. Any questions? Anyone so far?
You're good. So far, so good.
Sorry.
It's good.
Okay, thank you. So, what all VIM offers, or vendor invoice management as a tool or as a solution, what it offers is it covers the end-to-end process of vendor invoice management. So, it covers the invoice management part. Right? In the P2P cycle, we know, or most of you would be knowing, that it starts from identification and like quotation and PIR and all that will come, PO, GR, and then comes your invoice, and then after the invoice it comes payment as well. This particular tool is majorly focusing on invoice processing, your invoice posting process. Okay. Having said that, obviously, when we are dealing with the invoice processing, it has to deal with some part of POGR and the related scenarios. Okay. So that becomes prerequisite. But the overall solution or the tool deals only or focuses only on the invoice processing, vendor invoice processing. It comes with pre-configuration, so everything comes as a pre-configured in this. So if your organization is not having peculiar scenarios, specific scenarios, custom requirements, then you can start using it out of the box. Just install the packages. The basis team can do the installation, and users can start using it. Okay, pre-configured rules, actions, everything comes. There is a workflow embedded in it, so automation comes with that. And since the workflow is there, along with the automation, collaboration also comes. Different teams within the business fraternity collaborate together to process the invoice. Whoever is required to take an action will automatically receive an action item to work on. With the newer versions, they have already brought in new roles, new Fiori apps. Okay, so the relevant information is available to relevant people. And then we talk about OCR. OCR is another technology which has been brought or embedded into the invoice processing solution. And there the picture comes on the machine learning and AI and all that stuff. So when you have an image of an invoice, it automatically extracts the information from that invoice and take it forward for processing the invoice. Okay. Integration is easy, flexible solution. A lot of customizations can be done. It can be easily integrated with other tools or solutions like SAP Concur, SAP Ariba, different third-party solutions. All that can be easily integrated with this. So these are some features. Any questions anyone has?
What exactly this VIM role, Sachin? See, as I said, right? So, since we have already SAP FIMM, they already done some comparison. So, what is
Yes.
the role for VIM and how it works? See, I know VIM has come introduced around 2017, correct?
No, no, no. Vim is quite older. I can say it is in market maybe before 2013.
2013. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
older
before 13,
versions are there. Maybe 2017, when you're saying you might have heard about new versions, Vim 7.5 onwards. 2017, if I recall well, yeah, Vim
6.3 version.
7.5 was in market in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Vim had older versions right from 5.1 when I had started working on it. So 5.1, 6.0, 7.0, 7.5. 2017, we had 7.5.
Okay. So before also we using end user. I am working as an end user since 2007. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So before it was not there VIM. So even we
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
work. Yeah, even we
Yeah,
had a workflow
standard
on this.
SAP process was always there, and Vim has took an opportunity. So, see, if I've understood your question is when we have standard SAP FIMM integration and all that stuff available, why do we need Vim?
Hmm. Yeah,
Am I correct?
that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to this part. sorry, here, see, this is the normal invoice cycle, right? You will receive an invoice, someone will do the data entry in. When you're talking about a standard SAP screens, then it will come to Myro screen or maybe FB60 screen, based on your PO based invoice or FI invoices. Someone will do the data entry, then someone will have to validate if the data is all correct or not, if all the required information is populated or not as per the organization's standards and all, right? And then someone from the finance side, someone would have to verify and approve it offline. Once it is approved, then the document was posted. Am I correct? Is this process being followed? This is a generic process. Mostly, or almost all the organizations follows this similar process. There might be a couple of steps, plus or minus, not minus, but plus, maybe additional steps someone has. But these are the basic, very basic steps.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
Now, what happens with this manual process, right? When someone does a data entry, right? There is a chance of mistake, error, manual, human error. Someone does a metadata validation, the data entry validation. There is, again, like wherever manual activities are involved, there is a scope of human error. In addition to that, it is manual, so it is dependent on people, which in turn results in larger turnaround time or longer turnaround time. Okay, it goes for approval, someone has to reach out to someone, ping someone, or send an email for approval. The other person will look at it and then approve it and all that, so it takes a long time. It is error prone because of human error, or whatever you say, it is error prone, it takes longer time, right? And there is a chance where altogether they can, like if the team is together, they can make fraudulent entries as well. So different scenarios, again, if we talk about valuated material, non-valuated material, different scenarios are there, GR based invoices and all. So those different scenarios bring up additional challenges. So to overcome all these challenges, this tool was brought in.
Okay. So you
Okay,
mean in SAP we don't have that no visibility uh, to workflow option. That's what you mean to say.
SAP, you have a standard workflow option, but that is very limited, okay,
Mm-hmm.
compared to when we talk about VIM. Okay, and SAP workflow option is only for approvals,
Mm.
right? It goes only for approval. When you have packed the document, it can be triggered for approval. Approver will approve it, and then it will get posted, parking to posting.
Okay.
Whereas when we talk about VIM, the workflow
Mm.
starts much before. Okay, so in fact, I would say like the VIM document itself is a workflow. Okay, so it goes through the complete process is via workflow. So as soon as you receive an invoice, you create a VIM document, the workflow is started, and it goes through different stages. All these stages: data entry, metadata validation, business rule checks, approvals. This is all via the workflow itself. The workflow is not triggered only for approval purpose. Okay, there are a lot of rules which we can write through for the data validation. Okay, so that will ensure that your data is all correct, compliance point of view. Okay, and it will carry out all your business rule checks as per your scenarios. Everything will be verified, and if there is anything failing up, okay, so that I can reflect here you can see. So it will check all these things here, and if there is any failure, any error occurring, then there is an exception handling. So your VIM document is automatically routed to the corresponding team. So for example, when somebody has done the data entry, there is something wrong with tax part. It will be automatically going to the tax team to take the necessary action. If there is something wrong with master data, vendor master data, it will go to the vendor master data team to take care. These are all process types, process checks. These all we can discuss in detail when we start with the sessions. Okay, so this will take care of your invoice, the related master data, the organization related process part of it, right? There are certain ways through which the organization process their invoices. Some organization have some specific sort of data to be maintained, some fields to be populated in a certain way and all. So all those can be taken care, and then it goes for approval. Post the approval, document gets posted automatically. Does that answer your query?
So Sachin, we will be covering the the process of VIM, how invoice enters into VIM, then the OCR process and all into today's session or in the going ahead.
No, no. Today's session is just an introduction and question and answer session.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
So
okay.
we'll
So
start
we'll
with
be
all
having.
the details and all configuration and all once the batch starts. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Today is just an introduction session just to answer questions. If you have any queries, if you're happy and if your questions are answered, then you can enroll for the batch, and Subbu will communicate the batch starting date and the timings.
Okay. And there we will be covering that end-to-end OCR, VIM configurations, OCR
Yes, yes, we will
integration
be covering
configuration.
everything from an implementation point of view. When I say implementation, greenfield implementation, I would say like right from scratch, zero to end. We will be covering everything. How to configure the things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be going through those sessions.
And what challenges usually I face during my VIM, I mean the journey, is the workflow part of it. So VIM is kind of a techno-functional thing. What I experience. So I'm being a functional consultant. I usually struggle with the technical part of it, where even though I have ABAPers on the field, but there are things that evaporators expect technically to support from the functionals like that. So I can support with the like tables and all those, but again I sometimes come across some challenges finding out some function modules or those like workflow and all those. So we going to cover those also in coming
See, we
batches?
are going to cover in detail every configuration wherever you have function modules, and all those will be covered. Okay.
Ah,
Coming to workflow part, it is a standard open text workflow, so there should not be any
mm-hmm,
challenge with the workflow. Okay.
mm-hmm,
If you are using the standard workflow, unless and until your organization has customized it, they have added some custom changes to the standard workflow, there should not be any challenges. We will be covering, and whatever we cover as a part of configuration and all, if those are taken care, your workflow will never end in error.
mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, we usually projects customize the standard part based on the requirement and all. But again, that if that hits that into error, land into error, so again we go back and
Yeah.
track like debugging and all those things comes up in the picture like that. So are we
Yes.
going to cover that part?
It depends on
How?
scenario to scenario, what scenario you have configured. Okay. As I said, the tool is very flexible. Okay. They have
Mm-hmm.
given options to customize it at every nook and corner. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
when we talk about customizing, also there are two ways to customize it. One
Hmm.
way where OpenText has given you an option to go and customize it.
Right.
Okay, second is something similar to standard SAP where you do not have an option to customize it, but you still want to customize. So you go and create some implicit enhancements.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so standard part of it, wherever you have an option of customizing, that all we are going to cover. Now, coming to implicit
Okay.
enhancement, this is very specific to scenarios. Okay,
Hmm.
what is your requirement and why you have went for the implicit enhancement? It all depends on that. So that
Scenario
is
to
something
scenario.
which we cannot cover in generic because it is very scenario specific.
Mm, mm. And also, Sachin, seldom face challenges on the interviews. Like since I have not done yet the greenfield implementation thing end to end, so I often have faced couple of challenges. So are can we discuss or cover up those also, that WIM interview questions and how to
Uh,
answer, what are the challenges over there like that?
yeah, basically, we are covering into the technical details, all the solution enablement. Okay, so I will be teaching you the overall solution, how it works, what are configurations, what is significance of each and every field, and why it has to be done, and all that will be covered. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
coming to the interview part, it's altogether a different ball game. Okay, it
Okay.
is
Okay.
more about storytelling, how confidently you can tell a story of yours to the interviewer and convince them. So
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately we do not, like, at least this particular class does not deal into interviews or what I
Okay.
can say, recruitment support, I would say.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so Subbu might be able to help you. Okay, you can connect with Subbu directly. So
Okay.
again, one more point here for everyone. Subbu is the administrator, so he arranges the batches, meetings, or the daily classes, schedules, and all that. Okay, I am the technical facilitator, so I deal into the content part of it, content of the course, content of the sessions. So I work on that part. So as
Okay.
Subbu's admin, he might be able to help you on recruitment support from something else, not from this particular class, but some
Yeah.
other options or other classes he has.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
So check with him, he might be able to help you.
Okay.
Yes, any more questions?
The problem is here, mixed of people. I think, who wants to know to learn from no scratch. I think it is. Uh,
See, I'll just share the
that's the
course
problem here.
content.
Yeah. Hmm. So we want to learn from scratch. So
I'll
I
just
know
share
people
the
are
course
already
content.
interested.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So see, this is the course content which we cover generally. Okay, what is VIM, how VIM works, and all that, and then we start into the configuration part, archival, VIM roles, process type, process option, BDCID, document type. Someone who has already worked, they might know some of these concepts, or at least the names of them. Logic modules, rollout criteria, PO blocking process, dashboard, exception handling, invoice exception dashboard, approval process, AFSID, COA. All this will be covered. Channels, when we talk about email channel, IDOC channel, Ariba channel, all those will be covered. Okay. Reports, what are the standard reports which are provided from OpenText side? How you can do, what are the batch jobs which are required for implementation point of view? And towards the end we cover the ICC, the OCR part of it. What is OCR? What is the, how the OCR technology works? What is configuration required from OCR point of view? So that is what we would be covering as a part of the, say, overall batch session.
How many hours required to complete this course, Sachin?
Okay, so basically, as I said, like, all the topics will be covered. Okay, so thanks for that question. So what I'll do is, like, I'll just share the details that how the sessions will be conducted. Okay, what will be the timing of the sessions? Okay, so we go through the sessions. I will be taking the sessions in a way that what steps, step by step process which is required from an implementation point of view. So when you are starting implementing right from scratch, zero, how, what all activities are required, who will be carrying out what activity, which teams are required, all that will be discussed step by step. All the configurations which are required. So I log in into SAP, I go to the SPRO steps, and I show you each and every step. In within each and every step, I'll explain you why this configuration is required, what is the significance each and every field, just to enable that When you are doing, you should be able to know what you are doing, why you are doing, how to do it. Okay, all that will be explained. So that is how the sessions will be conducted. It will be 1 hour session every day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays, Sundays off. Okay, and these sessions will be recorded. You will be getting the session recordings every day.
And the timing will be morning, evening, or how will it be?
Timings will be morning 9 to 10.
9 to 10. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m. IST. I guess
IST.
in this batch everyone is from India, so that should be fine.
Yeah. And how many days will it be going for
So
this?
coming to the overall batch duration or overall the class
Mm-hmm.
duration, I do not restrict any of the session or any of the topic with the time. Okay, what do I mean is that, say for example, you're looking at ICC overview, say one of the topic, or maybe AFSID creation. So this is one of the topics. So I do not restrict. Okay, today's session's topic is AFSID, and we will be covering and completing and closing it. No, if it requires 2 sessions, we will conduct 2 sessions. Okay, if it requires 3 sessions, we will conduct 3 sessions. So because of that, since I'm not restricting the top timing on the topics, it is difficult to commit something that these many days will be required. Okay, having said that, we can take an average based on my prior experiences, whatever batches we have covered so far. Okay, generally it takes around 45 to 50 working days, 50 sessions to cover the overall sessions. Okay, having said that, we are not having any breaks, holidays in between. So normally it takes around 2 months, you can consider. Does that
Okay.
answer your query?
Yes, yes. And coming to, I don't know if this is the correct platform to ask this. And what about the course charges or on the participation?
As I said, like, I am the facilitator, I do not have any rights, I would say, or I would refrain from answering those. I would
Ah,
request you to please connect with Subbu. He will give you all those details.
so can we get the LinkedIn or any contact details over chat to connect to the team so we can go with the admin questions straight away?
You don't you have contact number of Subbu? He would
No,
have
I
shared this
think.
meeting invite with you, right?
Okay, then I think yes, I got the meeting invite, but I need to see that the contact details. Then I might have
Yeah. So
missed.
the person who has okay, so maybe if anyone has this confusion, so person who has shared these meeting invites with you, he is Subbu. Okay, so he's the admin. You connect with him for any admin related queries. So what is the fees? What is the batch? When the batch will start? Who will share
Oh,
the batch recordings? Who will provide the links to join the sessions every day? All this Subbu will be answering you.
okay, okay.
Okay, maybe I can share, do one thing is in the chat I can share Subbu's number. So in case if someone does not has, okay, Subbu has already shared it. Okay, yeah. Okay, luckily I have checked this chat now. So Gajanan, you have asked like where can you practice? All of you will be getting access to SAP system in which VIM will be installed, so you can practice on the server. So you will get an server access on which you can practice whatever session we are covering. All those topics you can practice.
And Sachin,
In
adding
fact,
to
there would be time when I will be pushing for you to practice.
okay, and Sachin, adding to the question on the practice set questions, the server, what is the validity of that the practice system? Access of the practice
Access will be provided once you enroll to the batch, and access will be available until completion of the batch.
until
Completion of the batch. So until we
from
complete all the topics of the
okay.
batch, you will have the access.
And we can extend if we want or so.
Practically, yes. Again, you would have to reach out to Subbu for that. Okay. Since the batch completes, we would have the next batch planned for it, so the accesses would be restricted. But yes, you can get access. Okay, as a practice access part of it, you need to connect with Subbu, so there's a separate process for it.
Okay.
As a part of the Vim batch itself, you get access as a complimentary access. Okay, as a part of the batch itself. After the batch, you connect with Subbu. He will help you out. Yes, anyone, any more questions? Okay, anyone, no more questions?
So is it done for the session today,
Yes, this was
Sachin?
the introduction session, that what is VIM and why we are going and all that. You have understood the basics, and I have also shared the batch timings and details. Okay, the batch starting date is something which Subbu will communicate to all of you. Okay, request is to share your name and details with Subbu. Basically, enroll for the classes so that we can start the plan the starting date.
Okay. So I have one doubt in this VIM process flow. So the
Mhm.
VIM itself will do the duplicate check.
Yes, there is a check inside it. We have a configuration on that. We can discuss in detail. It is similar to standard SAP configuration. So we have a separate configuration in VIM which carries out this duplicate check.
Even SAP also we have, right?
Yes, SAP also you have, but
Hmm. So
see
what
SAP
extra we have in a VIM?
in VIM when you have duplicate check,
Hmm.
okay. So what happens in SAP when you try to post, you get an error. This is already posted,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
In this, it's not only duplicate checks, but a lot of other checks are also carried out. Duplicate check is part of that check. Okay.
Hmm.
And once a duplicate is found or suspected duplicate is found, then it goes to a team who actually checks into duplicate, and then they can mark it as duplicate or they can mark it as a non-duplicate. That option is available.
Okay. It goes to it act as a workflow to the concerned person. Then that person has to
Yes.
validate and confirm. Okay. That
Yes.
facility is okay.
Mhm.
Exception.
Any more queries anyone has? Any kind of doubt you have, please don't hesitate. Speak out.
So maybe yeah. After session we need that access part. So how many days I already asked no. Subhasri, I
Mhm.
think so. Maybe
So
we'll
as I
connect
said,
with
like
Subbu.
as soon
Subbu
as
will
you
connect.
enroll
Yeah.
to the classes, you will
Mm,
get the access. Once we
mm,
start with the configuration details, discussion, and all that, okay, you will
mm.
get the access, so you can start practicing that. So once you enroll to the class, you will get the access.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Once you enroll, you will get the details, the access details. You will get. You will start getting the meeting invites, of the regular sessions, daily sessions, and you will start getting the recordings of the daily sessions.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone has any more questions?
Am I audible now?
Yes, Giri. Yes.
Hey, hi, thanks. Do we have SAP certification for VIM or do you support in this case or how is that like?
There are certifications available, okay, but those are not from SAP, those are from open text. Okay, you can find more information. Simply search on Google, you should be able to find, search for open text Vim certification. It will take you to the open text portal, and there you can find the details.
So are these certifications recognized or valid with SAP? I mean, like
Yes.
since
Basically, see, it's not about validity from SAP, but if you have if you have certified from OpenText, if you add into your profile, it does add a lot of value there.
okay, it has recognition with SAP as well. I mean, like it will add value to my profile, whether I'm working on
Yes, yes, it
SAP.
will surely add much more value.
Okay.
See, Vim is a niche area. Okay. If you search on internet, you will not find much information only about, you will find the information on internet is the overview. Beyond that, you will not find much details. Okay. In the open market. So the only way to learn Vim, either it is on job training, you go and learn on yourself, or you attend some classes, or the third option is the open text certifications. Okay. So similar to SAP, open text also conducts uh, online classes like classroom trainings, and then after that classroom trainings you can appear for certifications.
Any idea, Sachin, for certification? How much
Costing,
cost?
I don't recall. I remember last time was like the training, classroom training was somewhere around $5,000, if I recall. And only certification, if you go, it is $500, something like that.
Okay. Not so much, I think. $1,000
You
is
can
too.
find these details instead of
Um,
relying on me saying
mm,
something based on my prior when I had checked long back.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, you can go to opentext.com and there you can find certification and the details there.
Okay.
And majorly, what kind of organizations will make use of this application called SAP VIM? Is that exclusively a trading organization where they have a lot of invoices coming in, and where they have to have a lot of vendors where the purchases and all this procurement happens? I mean, just to understand
Every
what kind of.
organization, every organization is going for a VIM. Okay. Uh, VIM is in the market, it is having the largest footprint in vendor invoice management. See, any organization who is dealing with any kind of business, they would have vendors, they would have to process their invoices and pay the vendors. So all the organizations are looking forward for them.
That
And
that I.
as I said, like since OpenText has partnered with Vim, nowadays it is also called as SAP Vim. So SAP themselves, whenever somebody is procuring license of SAP, they themselves like basically recommend to use this. So the way SAP recommend to use Ariba, Concur, similarly they will say that you go with SAP Vim or vendor invoice management.
Okay, since we have a couple of more minutes to end the session, I would like to reiterate on my question. See, there are a lot of organizations which are using SAP, and that is being sufficed with SAP AP. But what is the functional capability that will that will and allure the organization to make use of Vim? You said that it is because of workflow, but workflow is also there in SAP. But what is that additional quality or functionality that adds value to the organization to go for Vim? Just wanted to understand that point with little more
So
elaboration,
basically,
please.
see, if I have understood your question, you are asking if I am having SAP, standard SAP FIMM integration AP process, I'm using it, why should I go for Vim?
Yes, yes.
What
Apart
advantage will
from
I
that
get?
OCR,
Yeah,
sorry.
so apart from OCR also, in general, without OCR also, if we talk, okay, I will not commit anything on the numbers, but in general, based on my experience, wherever I have implemented them, and based on the, like, nobody is claiming these numbers, but practically I have seen that the overall turnaround time reduces by 60%, even more. So, for example, you are able to process 10 invoice in a day, okay, you would be able to process maybe around 15 invoice 16 invoices in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the automated checks workflow, a lot of things are there, so those brings up this turnaround time is reduced a lot, so your invoice processing time reduces. Or you can also say in other words that if you require 10 people to process your invoices, vendor invoices, after VIM is implemented and stabilized, you may require only 5 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sachin, sorry to interrupt. So if VIM, any organization, if VIM is using OCR is a mandatory.
No, it's an optional product.
Okay, OCR will cap. See, suppose in case this OCR is not mandatory, how the data is captured? See, OCR, I know OCR is
Manually.
captured
Manually.
manually. Then how it is save the time, turnaround time?
Turnaround time, it will save the lot of checks which are automated, right? A lot of details which are automatically populated, details which are automatically checked, verified.
Automatically populated without OCR, how capturing the data? See, I know this optical character, no, the image from image it will
Automatic capturing in the sense like when you add purchase order, the payment term is automatically captured, or you add the vendor number, the other details related to vendors are automatically captured. You give
that
the
by
PO.
default even SAP also see in the MDM level if a vendor is created in SAP see automatically comes. Even payment terms is a vendor master level if you updated it will come as in SAP. So what value added in VIM no even if OCR is not it'll come. So I'm trying to understand. Sorry,
No, no.
don't take it in
See,
different way. Yeah,
Mohan,
maybe for
I'll tell
you.
you. See,
Yeah.
maybe I can share a link with you, which is given by Open Text for their products and features. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you the practically why market is going for Vim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as I said, like in while answering Giri, the basic or the crux is where you save a lot of time and lot of effort. So if you need 10 people after Vim is stabilized, obviously change management needs time, right? So if you're changing the processes, you might need some time in the initial phase, but once it is stabilized, instead of 10 people you might need 4 or 5. So that is basic advantage. Now how that is achieved, the root cause or the main thing is the workflow. Now how workflow affects the overall processing and all that, you will understand when you go through the details of it.
Okay. Okay. So early to say. Okay, fine. Let's see. Once we join the
Yeah.
class, then I'll come to know. But basic
See,
understanding how it works, yeah.
maybe I am not able to explain you why people are going for Vim, but there is some reason. That's the reason you see the demand also, right?
Yeah, I am not sure. So I'm new to this VIM.
You check
So
with
as an end
you
user,
check in the
yeah,
market, and
yeah,
people who
yeah.
are working
So
on Vim who have already tried outside might know what is the demand on Vim.
hmm, okay.
It's a niche area. You don't get people. There is always a huge demand on Vim. Okay, I hope I have answered all your queries. If there are any more queries, please let me know. We can discuss those and I'll answer those. If there are no more queries, then I would request you all to connect with Subbu and enroll for the batch. And then very soon, Subbu will communicate the batch starting date. Okay?
One more
Okay.
final query from my side, like apart from
Yes,
regular
please. Go on. Go ahead.
business requirement from the business regarding the configuration and all that, we can it is also helps in performing the enhancements, developments, and all that stuff along with the regular standard configuration, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So we'll be covering that. See, we will be covering how what standard configuration you should be doing. Okay. Along with that, we will be also covering that what enhancement options do you have.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you get a requirement, you will understand. Okay, this is the requirement, and this is the point where you have to go and do the configuration, or this is the point where you have to go and do some custom development.
Mhm.
Does that answer, Giri?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so requesting you all to enroll with the batch with Subbu. Subbu will share the meeting invite of the first session and the date. Okay,
Okay,
are we good
Sachin.
to close the call for today then?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sachin. Thanks for the details.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Happy weekend.
Bye.